We continue now at the top of Daf Pei Amud Aleph and Meseches Gittin. This is Gittin Daf 89a. On the previous Amud, the Gemara is explaining that when the Mishnah said there's a rumor that she's Megureshes, we believe she's Megureshes, it's not talking about a married woman about whom there's a rumor she's Megureshes. It's talking about a woman who is unmarried, and there's a rumor that she's Mekudeshes, followed by a rumor that she's Megureshes. So in that case, Hareza Megureshes, in that case, we do consider her to be divorced. As Rashi says, Hareza Megureshes Muteres Lakol, she's Muteres to everyone. And the Gemara explains why, my time, and what's the reason? Kol v'shov ro'imo, because this would be a case where you have a rumor, but then you have something that breaks the rumor. You have a mitigating factor. There's a rumor that she's mikudeshes, but that very rumor is broken with the rumor of migureshes. Rashi says, my time, hare kol shechashashnu lo tchila shov ro'imo. That kol which we were concerned with before, you have the shover, you have something that breaks it together with it, a mitigating factor, and therefore we can say that she is now mutter to everyone. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rava says, Yatza la shem mizane ba'ir. Let's say there's a rumor that spreads that she committed znus. Rashi explains, Yatza la kol isha penuya ba'ir. We have an unmarried woman, and a rumor goes out, shem mizane la'ovid kochavim ula'evid. What that means is we have a rumor that she had a relationship with an idol worshiper, meaning a non-Jew, or with an eved, meaning an eved Kanani. Shapos lano samin akuna. Those kind of relationships would disqualify her from the kuna. So now we have a rumor that she's a mizane. So the halacha is ein choshin la. The halacha is we don't need to be concerned for the rumor, meaning as Rashi says, ein choshin la la'osher lakuna. We don't need to be concerned and prohibit her from marrying a kohen. My timer, what's the reason? Pritzusa bi'almahu dechazula. All we had over here was maybe pritzas. She was acting in an immodest fashion with the eved or the ovid kochavim. It doesn't necessarily mean she had a relationship with them. Rashi says, Pritzusa bi'almahu dechazula. We just saw Pritza shesicha b'shuk. She was playing in the marketplace. She was acting like in a lighthearted manner with them in the marketplace. So miach la bein dodeh. Maybe he fondles her by the breasts. But the point is, there was an actual act of relations, and therefore we don't say that she's prohibited to a kohen. And the Gemara continues, Kitanai, let us say that this is a machlokas tanoim. Achla b'shuk, girgura b'shuk, heinika b'shuk. Let's say in the marketplace, Rashi over here explains, girgura b'shuk means holcha netuyas garon. She walks upright in the marketplace, so she's eating in the marketplace, she's walking in the marketplace in a certain fashion. Heinika b'shuk means she's nursing in the marketplace. B'chulan Rabbi Meir Omer Teitzi. In all of these cases, Rabbi Meir says she has to divorce from her husband. There are suspicions based on her behavior. This is a behavior of pritzas. There are suspicions that she committed adultery. Rabbi Akiva says, Mishayisu v'yitanu ba muzaras b'levano. From when the people who spin their threads by the moonlight, meaning the women who talk among themselves by the light of the moon, and they discuss the fact that she's somebody who's committing adultery, that's when we say she has to separate from her husband. Amar lo Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri said to him, Imkain, if you're going to go by such rumors just because they say this about her, lo hinachta bas l'Avram Avinu sheyosheves tachas bal. You're not going to allow any daughter of Avram Avinu to stay with her husband. There's always going to be some rumor, and it's going to say that she has to separate from her husband. The pasuk says that you find some kind of arayas. It uses the same word davar and says we need witnesses. You need to have 2 or 3 witnesses. Just like over there, you have to have something that clarifies the situation. You have to have real testimony. Afkan davar bar, so to over here, there has to be real testimony. Just because there are these kinds of rumors, that's not enough to prohibit her. And Rashi explains, Mozoras belavana, they spin the threads by the light of the moon. Nashim hatavas b'shuk l'or halavana, again they spin in the marketplace their threads by the light of the moon. V'darchan l'suach sichos petelos, they would talk at that time, nonsense conversations, u'ledaber b'chashuda shabir, and talk about all kinds of rumors. And so again, the response of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri was, if that's the case, lo inachta sheyesh oivim motzim kol b'chinam beremes mur. Anyone who's an enemy is going to say some rumor that's really not a substantiated rumor, and therefore Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says you can't rely on that. And that would be the same opinion as Rava as well. That's what Rava was saying. That's why we're saying it's a machlokas tanoim. Rava would follow Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, as Rava said also, just because there's a rumor that she's mezaneh, but we're not concerned with such a rumor. We just say it was pritzusa bi'alma. And the Gemara continues at the 2 dots. Tanu Rabbanon, the rabbis taught, Bu'ula ein choshin la. Let's say you have a rumor on a basula that she's actually a bu'ula. She was a virgin, and now there's a rumor that she's not. So we're not concerned with such a rumor. Nesua ein choshin la, also a rumor about Nesua, that she's married. We're not concerned with it. Arusa ein choshin la, we're also not concerned with a rumor that she's an arusa. Shalo liploni, not to so-and-so, ein choshin la, we're not concerned with that rumor as well. And Rashi over here explains, Be'ula yotzal besula be'ir kol be'ula. Again, there's a rumor that goes out on a besula in a city that she's actually a be'ula. Ein choshen lo la'osher l'kohen gadol. So first of all, when it comes to the be'ula, generally a kohen gadol needs to marry a besula. So we're not concerned with such a rumor to say that she can't marry a kohen gadol now. The dilma pritzusa bi'alma chazula. Maybe it was just pritzus. When we say in the Mishnah that we are concerned with rumors, that's only in cases like we say later on, where it's not just a rumor, but there's something to substantiate it. And similarly, it went on to say, Nesua yatzal penuya kolshi nesua zeyamim. Let's say you have an unmarried woman and there's a rumor that she's been married for some amount of time. We have a chazaka presumption that she's a penuya. Again, over here, it's not a rumor that today she got married or something like that. This is a rumor that in general, days ago, sometime in the past, she was a nesua, when we know for a long time she's a penuya. Again, ein choshen la, we're not concerned with that. To call it the masis and hainu shomrim hayom niskatcha plonis, because the rumors that we're concerned with is, let's say they say today she had a kedushin. That's what we'd be concerned with. Arusa yatzala kol she arusa zayamim. Let's say you have a rumor that she's an arusa for some time period, and then finally it said shalo leploni. It said, let's say there is a rumor shalo leploni, meaning yatzala kol she mekudeshes hayom. Let's say there's a rumor that she had kedushin today. Avalo his kiru shemo, but they didn't say the name of the person. Lomar leploni. They didn't say she had a kedushin with so and so. Ela niskatcha stam was just a rumor she had kedushin stam. Ein choshen la. That also is not something we're concerned with. And the Brisa continues, Ba'ir acheres, let's say it's in a different city, Ein choshen la, we're not concerned with that as well. Rashi explains, Ba'ir acheres yotza kan kol plonis miskadesh zayom b'makom ploni. There's a rumor that goes out over here that she had a kedushin over there by some other place. That also we're not concerned with. Mamzeres ein choshen la, let's say a rumor goes out that she's a mamzeres, we're not concerned with that. Shivcha ein choshen la, if a rumor goes out that she's a shivcha, we're not concerned with that rumor as well. Hikdish ploni nechasav, let's say a rumor that somebody was makdish his property, or hifkir ploni nechasav, or somebody was mafkir, he declared his property ownerless. Ein choshen lehen, we're not concerned with that as well. And Rashi says, Hikdish ploni nechasav, ein choshen lesor nechasav olav. We don't say that suddenly his property becomes usher because it must be hekdish. We don't say that. And the Gemara continues, Amar Ula says, Lo shashamu kol havara. When we talk about relying on these rumors, we're not talking about a rumor that's unsubstantiated. Rather, we're talking about a rumor where we see the candles are lit and the beds are spread, and people are coming in and out. And they're saying, Plonis is going to get a kedushin today. And the Gemara asks Miskadesh, she's going to have a Kiddushin. That's not a good enough rumor. Maybe the Kiddushin didn't happen. And so the Gemara says, you're right. Rather, what it should be is that people are saying, so-and-so had a Kiddushin today. V'chein Tani Levi, and Levi taught the same thing. Lo sheyishmu kol havar. It's not just a rumor that has no substantiation. Ala kadeshu neros dolkos umitos mutzos v'nashim tavos lo raner. The candles are lit and the beds are spread and the women are spinning their threads at the light of the candle. Usmeichos and they're celebrating for her. V'yomros, and they're saying plonis miskadeshes hayom. So and so is getting a kedushin today. And again, the Gemara asks miskadeshes v'dil malo aklasha. She's getting a kedushin. Maybe it didn't happen. Amar Papa says ema plonis niskad shahayom. Again, say that it means so and so. She had a kedushin today. Amar Rabba bar bar Chana, Rabbi Yochanan. Rabba bar bar Chana says that Rabbi Yochanan says lo shashamu kol havar. It's not just some rumor. Ala kadeshu neros dolkos umitos mutzos of ne'adam nechnasim v'yotzin. And again, the candles are lit and the beds are spread and the people are nechnasim v'yotzin. They're going in and out. Amru davar zehu kol. And if they say something, that's a rumor. Lo amru davar. But if they don't say anything, zehu amasla. That's called an amasla. That's a mitigating factor. The Gemara says, what do you mean if they don't say anything, that's an amasla? Lo amru, they don't say anything, v'lo amru, but they didn't say anything, v'lo klum. There's nothing there. That shouldn't be a mitigating factor. And so the Gemara says, no, la fuke mi de Rabba bar Rav Huna. What he's saying is to exclude that which Rabba bar Rav Huna said. Di amar amasla sha'amru afilu mikan v'ad yod yomim. Rabba bar Rav Huna said that the amasla can come later. The mitigating factor can come even 10 days from now. Kamash malan. So that's what he's teaching us over here. He's saying, lo amru hu dehave amasla. Ha'amru lo have amasla. If the rumor at the time it comes out is lo amru, it's not a full rumor, you have a shover, you have an amasla with it, that's considered an amasla. But if at the time it comes out it's a full rumor, there's no amasla, the amasla only comes out later, that's not considered to be a good amasla. And the Gemara continues along the same lines. Amar Rabbi Abba, Amar Rav Huna, Amar Rav. Rabbi Abba said that Rav Huna said that Rav said, Lo shashamu kol avar. It's not just a simple rumor. Ela kadesha yomru ploni mehechon shama. It's that they say, who did he hear it from? Mi ploni, uploni, mi ploni. So-and-so heard it from so-and-so, who heard it from so-and-so, Vodkin v'holchen, they're able to check, at shemagia l'davar habor, and they're able to find out, they get clarity on the matter. But the Gemara says, davar habor, if they actually get clarity, edus mal yasu, that would be full testimony, that's far more than a rumor. Elakiyasa Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda Rabbi Abba Rav Huna Rav. Rather, when Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda came, he said that Rabbi Abba said that Rav Huna said that Rav said Lo Shashama Kol Havara, which should be as follows. It's not just a mere rumor. Elakadesha Yomru Ploni Mehechan Shama Mi Ploni Uploni. So and so heard it from so and so Mi Ploni heard it from so and so. V'halchu lahem leMedina Sayam. But they went off to Medina Sayam, meaning the original Edom we don't have. So you've been able to trace the rumor to an original source, but you haven't found the witnesses, and that's why it's considered to be a rumor and not a davar borer. And Rashi explains, Niskad Shahayom, again, if it's a Kiddushin today, Beho, the Chashur Rabbanan, then the Rabbanan have a concern, Shaloti Nasi, that she shouldn't get married, Kadei Shalo Yomru Masi and Eishasish. People will think that a woman who's already married is marrying someone else. It's a problem of adultery. And again, we have to have substantiation. Neiros Dolkos, the candles are lit. Babayas, Kederach HaMiskachos, they're lit in the fashion of a normal Kiddushin. Shanoah, again, Simcha, V'yorner, you would have a Simcha and you'd have light. Miskadeshes Asidalis Kadesh Hayom. Miskadeshes means she's going to have a Kiddushin, and so of course the Gemara asked, it can't be that she's going to, maybe it didn't happen. Rather, the rumor is that she had a Kiddushin. Amru Devar Plonis Niskad Shayom, if they say that Plonis had a Kiddushin today, Zeu Kol Shechoshen Lo, that's considered a Kol. Zeu Amasla, then it said if they don't say anything, that's an Amasla, Sheshover Es HaKol, which breaks the Kol. And so the Gemara asked, Lo Amru Midi, but if nothing was said, Lo Amru Niskad Lav Kolik, Lav Amaslik, if the Kiddushin wasn't said, it's not a Kol or an Amasla. What do we mean by that? And so the Gemara said, La Fuke Amasla Sha'amru B'Mishnaseinu, Sheshover Es HaKol, Va'afilu Lo Yotzim HaKol. There's an opinion that the Amasla doesn't have to come out together at the same time as the rumor. El Lachar Zman Yotzav Amasla. Even if it comes out later on, that's considered Amasla. And that's what we're saying over here, not like that. Kamashmal and Hacha, Lo Amru Davar Zeu Amasla. That's what it means, Lo Amru Davar, that's an Amasla, meaning. V'Hachi Kamar means as follows, Lo Gamru Adavar Lahotzi Kol Mekuyim U'Misuyim. If the kol wasn't clear, Elahotzi or Shover Imakol, the kol came together with some kind of mitigating factor. Could go Niskad Shaplonis Besufik, who would have a Amasla. For example, if the rumor was she had a Kiddushin, but it was a Kiddushay Sufik, that's an Amasla. Avalamru Davar Mekuyim U'Misuyim, but if you have a clear rumor, Sulo Mahanya Amasla, the Amasla coming out later is not going to have any effect. And the Gemara continues, Amarle Abaye Rav Yosef, Abaye said to Rav Yosef, Mevatalinon Kolo, Lo Mevatalinon, are we able to nullify a rumor, or do we not nullify a rumor? And Rashi explains, Mevadlin on Kola Shamanu Kol Yotzmi Pinoshim Vetinokos Meshaskin Lahu Levetule Kola Olo Meshaskin Lu. Let's say we hear a call that's coming from the women and from the children. Do we quiet them down to stop the rumor or not? Hoel v'yamru ploni shama mi ploni v'chulu v'lesnu d'l'shaylinu. Since they said so and so heard from so and so, and we can't ask those original people. Inami chazros and ploni uploni mi Medina Sayam. Or let's say those people come back from Medina Sayam. V'yamru lo hayu dvar me'olam. Let's say they claim that it never happened. It's not true. Mevatlina lo olo mevatlina. The question over here is: do we then quiet down the rumors? Will the bezin get involved to stop the spread of the rumor or not? Amar Lei said to him, Midamar Rav Chisda sheyishmu mipi aksherim. From the fact that Rav Chisda said that you have to hear it from the mouth of kasherim, shma minovid mevatlin kol. It sounds like we are in fact mevatel kol. Rashi explains, mipi ksherim sheyomru miploni shamanu v'halach lemedina sayom. It says that the only time we accept a rumor is if they say we heard it from so and so, as a kosher individual, and he went to Medina Sayom. Alma kilu rabbanim b'milsa. The point that he's bringing is that you see that in general the rabbanim are lenient. They don't just accept anything as a rumor. It has to be mipik sheirim. Ushmaminadi b'dekine basarachi. And it sounds furthermore that if we would check more v'shtakach shikra and we find that it's a lie, mivatlina le, we would actually nullify the rumor. Umachriza, we would make an announcement to lav kolahu that it's not an accurate rumor. Uminasavinun lan, we would allow her to marry. That's what it sounds like when you make a statement sheyishmu mipi aksherim, that only then is it a rumor that we will accept. Amar Lei said to him, Adrab, on the contrary, I can bring you a proof the other way. Midamar Rav Sheshes afilim mipi noshim havakol. From the fact that Rav Sheshes says that even if the rumor comes from women, that's considered a real rumor. Shma mino lo mevatlin on kol. You see from there, apparently we're not so strict. We'll take things as rumors that are not so reliable. So if you see from there that we're not mevatel kol. Amar Lei said to him, Ar sarvosa ninu. He said to him, there are different places with different customs. Besura mevatli kola, for example, in Surah they will be mevatel kol. Benardoi lo mevatli kola, but in Nahardoi they won't be mevatel kol. And the Gemara continues, there was a girl and a rumor went out that she had a kiddushin with a particular student. Asir Rav Chama Lavua, so Rav Chama brought in front of him, he brought her father. Amar Leni said to him, tell me exactly what happened. Amar Lei said to him, Al Tanai Kaddish, really the kiddushin was on condition. The condition was that he wouldn't go to Bechozoi, meaning the condition was that the groom, the chassan, would not go to Bechozoi, and then he went, so really it's not a kiddushin. Amar Lei, so he said back to him, and meaning Rav Chama said back to her father, since at the time that the rumor came out, there was no amasla at that time, you're not able now later on to bring this amasla, to bring this mitigating factor. And the Gemara continues, there was a girl and a rumor went out that there was a kiddushin, that she had a kiddushin, and the chassan used that tzifa de tuchla, that's what he gave her as the kiddushin, and this was by the springs of Beis Shifi. Rashi explains Batzifa de Tuchla. What's Atzifa de Tuchla? Heim Tamarim Shlo Bishlu called Tzarchim. That refers to dates that are not totally ripe. Umanichno son bechosolas kelim asuim mekapos tamarim. You put them in baskets and misbashlam ksas. They ripen over there. Ukashochlamosam, when you eat them, nisham in ochel alagarin sheno nifred mimena yafa mipnei sheina mevushal. Since it wasn't ripe, so you have a little bit of residue that's left over. Va'ochel karet tzifa. That's called the tzifa. In other words, the rumor was that he was mekadisher with this residue of the dates. It's something that they could generally feed to animals. And the Kiddushin took place at the spring at this particular place. That was the rumor that went out about the Kiddushin. Shalcha Ravidi Baravin Lakame de Abaya. So Ravidi Baravin sent this case to Abaya. Ki Agavnamai. What happens in such a situation? Amar Lei said to him, even according to the one who says that we generally do not nullify a rumor, but in a case like this, we wouldn't nullify the rumor, because people will simply say, I know Buhu Rabban, and the Rabban looked into the case, Bekidushen or Kiddushin, Velo Havabu, Shavapruta, and this Atzifa de Tuchla, this residue that came from the dates, it wasn't even a Shavapruta, and that's why it's not considered a good Kiddushin. And the Gemara continues that the Tudat, Sahida Nafak al Lokala Dikdasha, again, there was a girl, there was a rumor that went out that she had a Kiddushin, and we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Peites Amid Beis.